It's everyone's favourite time of the year, silly season. The transfer window is open, and what can we get? A whole new back four would be pretty nice. Yes, welcome back, boys and girls. It is time for us to do some transfer business to spend some hard earned money. And when you look at our squad depth here, it's just so easy to see that we need defenders. Dan Burn, 2-star ability. I've offered him out. Yannick Vestergaard, 2-star. Offered him out. Luizao, 2-star. Offered him out. Gabriel Palista, 2.5-star, but is retiring at the end of this season. So, yeah, big things needed. Who else did I offer out? I think that was it. I'm tempted to offer Trossard out as he's our third or fourth best option. Vlasic is leaving the club, so that'll put him as our third best option on the left. Barbosa, I think I put on a transfer list. More importantly than that, though, Alex Scott, we've managed to tie down to a new deal until 2031, and Gianluca Scamacca till 2031. Arsenal came in with an offer, we rejected it. He came to us unhappy. I asked him what he wanted. He told me he wanted 155 grand a week. I said, no problem, Gianluca. I have made a couple of bids for a couple of defenders already, which is not going to show. Yeah, here we go. Aurelien Ndongo from Cercle Bruges, 18 years old, 20 for determination. Some pretty decent physicals already. I think he'll be a really, really good option for us. As a squad player, he can play all along the back. He can cover for Emerson, who's leaving the club. He can cover for Bellanova. Look at that, 17 tackling. He's definitely a centre-back, though. He's one we're going to keep our eye on his development. PSV have also bid for him. We've bid more money. Let's hope we get him. I almost forgot Duranville was coming in as well. That definitely pushes Trossard one step further out of the door. The other player who I've been looking at in terms of centre-backs is Omar Soleil. He's from Marseille. I mean, look at the state of his mentals are fantastic. Physically, he's imposing. He's 192 centimetres, whatever that means. I think that's pretty tall. He would have come in as our best defender. Doesn't particularly like big matches, which could be a bit of an issue, but he's good in the air. He's got high jump, 17 jumping reach, 14 heading. I think we bid for him. And in terms of who else we can look for as a centre back, I mean we've got nearly 60 million in the bank. I mean, Okoli's pretty decent. He's also wanted by Arsenal and Tottenham. Igor, the Brazilian, he's 28, and they're still not sure about his ability. We'll drop a scout. We'll get our scouts to scout him a bit more. We'll see what that brings about, but he might be slightly out of our price range with that kind of money. Levi Colwill, definitely can't afford him. Sandro Martinez is in there. I think he's going to be too expensive for us as well. So I think we try and get the Soleil deal done. And yeah, we'll see if there's any more people leave the club. What other options we have? Do we go for someone young, or do we just go? I'm thinking Milenkovic. If we can afford both him and Soleil. I mean, he's even taller. He's a whole 3 centimetres taller. That's like, what, that much? Could be the difference between the ball going in and all over his head, to be fair. So I'm going to put a couple of bids in and we'll see how we get on. Right, and we've had an offer accepted for Milenkovic, which we've offered him a contract, and that was hunky-dory. Omar Soleil, we're somewhat far apart on our valuation of how much money we're going to pay him each week, but we're going to revisit it once a few more days tick over, because at the moment he's pretty angry with me. But we've had a couple of offers in for Dan Burn. Atletico Pamplona, slightly better option, so we've asked Rangers to match it. And Bochum have come in for Luizao. Overall fee of 7.5 million. I think most of it is in instalments, but I'm pretty happy with that. Rangers have withdrawn their bid for Dan Burn, so fingers crossed he fancies a little trip to Spain and to play for Pamplona. And Luizao becomes the first person out the door. And in terms of coming in, we are now waiting on a work permit for Ndongo to come in. So that's one I'm excited about, I'll be honest. Milenkovic also waiting on a work permit now. And yeah, you might have seen it there before the game automatically continued. But Marseille now don't even want to accept the bid, which is more than what we offered them in the first place. So it doesn't look like Soleil is coming to us, unfortunately. Right then, I think we're going to cut all ties with Soleil, and I think we're going to put in a bid for Caleb Okoli. I want between 30 and 36 million for him. I'm pretty happy with that. That's cheaper than what Soleil would have been. So let's see how we got on with this one then, eh? Well, look at this. Spezia have activated Almada's release clause. I don't think it's a release clause. I think it's just part of the terms of the loan. And Nice have put in a 36 million for Vlasic, which was included in that loan as well. So that gives us a few more pennies to go out there and maybe strengthen another area of our team. I mean, Soleil doesn't look like he's coming in. Okoli, I think that deal looks like it's going to be done. We've offered him a massive contract. But so far, all the players we spoke to have wanted us to strengthen our midfield. I haven't agreed to it, but it has made me think maybe I do need a bit more quality in that midfield. So with the 36 million we're going to get from Vlasic, let's see who we can tempt into our new empire. But before we worry about that, let's all say thank you for the good times to Dan Burn. He's leaving us. He's going on a Spanish adventure to Atletico Pamplona. £1.9 million. Thank you, Dan. Slight spanner in the works. Vlasic has rejected the chance to stay at Nice. But Aurélien Ndongo, he's got his work permit. He's becoming a hammer. £7 million deducted from our transfer budget, increasing up to 11 in times. There's going to be a percentage of profit on there. Clean sheet bonus, appearance fee. But let's just have another look at him, because I think in a couple of years he's going to be one of the world's best centre-backs. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments if you think he will be a beast for us, or if we'll even be at West Ham long enough to see him develop. Well, after looking through a few centre mid options, Yunus Musa from Valencia, transfer listed by Bucharest, 25 million. He's got English as a second language. I think he would fit the bill. If we can get Vlasic out the door and get the money in. I mean, he's still young. How is he? 23 years old. He likes big matches. He's only 5'10", but he's got plenty of green attributes here. Determination's got up there. Still room to grow. We'll keep an eye on that one when a former Arsenal man. But yeah, that does probably rely on us letting some players go. I've offered Vlasic back out. I've offered Trossard out. I've offered David Brooks out. I've offered out John McGinn. And João Pedro is attracting some interest. So we'll keep an eye on that one. See if anyone comes in with any bids. But for now, I think we're just going to skip forward to the 1st of July when the season ticks over. I'm not going to make any more offers for players unless an unbelievable deal comes about between now and then. So I'll see you on the 1st of July and we'll see how the land lies. So here we are then, 1st of July. Ndongo and Milenkovic have come in. And as the season has ticked over, Tyler Morton's loan has become permanent for 26 million, which was arranged before we got here. Duranville has come in on a free. Luizao has gone to Bochum. Souček's loan deal to Man United has gone through £31 million. Cannot believe that. But that was done, again, that was done before we arrived. Krunic has gone, same sort of thing. Didn't even know we had him. Emerson, which we already knew had left the club, and Dan Burn has gone to Pamplona. Now that the loans are finished, we can re-offer out Vlasic, because I've discovered, and also Vestergaard, discovered that when someone's out on loan, I think if you offer them out, it's only the team that they were on loan to that they get offered to for some reason. I don't know, but yeah, Vlasic rejected Nice. Almada also rejected Spezia. So we're going to offer them out. But speaking of offers, I could not believe my eyes. I nearly came back early. David Brooks, 31 million from Napoli. I mean, if that goes through, I'll bite their hand off. Simple as that. Again, João Pedro's got some interest from Leverkusen, Dortmund and Atletico. Trossard's finally got some interest from Porto, Atletico again and Al Nassr. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Paqueta is wanted by Liverpool. Mitoma is wanted by Liverpool, Newcastle, Atleti. No one wants Barbosa. Lille have bid for John McGinn. Bellanova's wanted by Liverpool and Barcelona. Wow. So there's a few outs to kind of get over the line before we go out and really try and attack the midfield market. So let's see what the next couple of days bring. Hopefully we get some nibbles on Vlasic and Almada. And hopefully we've got a few million in the bank to go out there and really strengthen our midfield, really. I mean, this is what our team looks like. I think this, if we had a game today, and it was the first game of the season, this is a team I go with. Caleb Okoli is due in once his work permit comes through, so he probably comes in for Ndongo. Other than that, though, it is still the same team, apart from Milenkovic is there. So the two centre-backs that we wanted to get over the line, they're in. Obviously, Ndongo can cover right back and left back, so we don't need to really necessarily worry about replacing Emerson too badly at the moment. But yeah, with some more outgoings, Pickford actually would go ahead of Areola. I've done a quick pick, and then obviously everyone's on international duty. So yeah, I mean, I'd be pretty happy with that team going into the start of the season. Again, maybe if we can just get a stronger box-to-box midfielder. I'm not sure about Paquetá, whether we try and get him a bit further forward, maybe on that right-hand side. Does look like that's his favourite position. But again, I'd like him there. But we've got what's his name? We've got Alex Scott there. Maybe we do that. What's Alex Scott like? Central midfielder on attack. So maybe we do that and we just mix up the roles a bit there. Maybe he goes on centre mid on attack and we get a deep line playmaker in there instead. Yeah, food for thought. Food for thought. Let's see what the next few days bring. Unbelievable. David Brooks has rejected Napoli. I can only imagine he wants more than 61k a week. I mean, what's he on with us? He's on 61k a week. Maybe that's not what they offered him. Maybe that's just... I mean, either way, he's done us dirty there. We could really do with getting him off the books. We're going to offer him out again for an unspecified amount. We're going to put him in with the under-21s. See if that does any gives him any incentive to get his backside out the door. Well, at least Vlasic has got the memo. He's off to Villarreal, 36 million, so we're not losing out on what we could have got for him. Now that gives us some readies to go out there and buy someone special. Don't know if you saw there, but Newcastle have made a bid for Mitoma. I've turned it down. 28.5 million, rising potentially to 32. It's believed that Mitoma's preferred choice would be Liverpool. I mean, if I get 50 million for him, he's gone. But I wouldn't mind keeping him. He's 29 though, so he's approaching that 30 mark. I know the physicals don't seem to drop off as much on this year's FM, but I think 30 is always a landmark where, you know, once they hit there, you probably look to cash in them while you can. So just over a week down the line then, Caleb Okoli is in. John McGinn, he got the message. 9.5 million to Lille, he's gone. Vlasic went to Villarreal for 36 million. I was worried that this was going to fall through because they signed... Why isn't he there? Datro Fofana for £97 million. I mean, have they had a tycoon take? I mean, well, that'd be why. Nicholas Jackson's gone to Man City for £122 million. So they are pretty loaded. I mean, who else has gone in recent years? 49 million there. No one. So they've still got Pino. They've still got Jeremy Pino. How much is he worth? 113 to 166 million. How much have we got now? 53 million. Okay, we're not getting Jeremy Pino, boys and girls, but hold tight because I've got something up my sleeve for a cheeky little central midfielder. And that little secret up my sleeve is Desiree Doué from Rennes. At the moment, I put in a bid. We were a little bit apart on our valuations, but I think we can definitely improve and that we can get a lot closer. And what that means is a little shift around in our tactic. I think Paqueta is going to go out to the right. Doué will come in for Almada here. Gallagher could stay box to box. yeah, ignore this because it's based on a friendly we just played. But yeah, that definitely fills me with a lot more optimism that we can compete in the Champions League and maybe push on and try and get ourselves qualifying for the Champions League through a league position next year. Because once you get a taste of it, you want to stay there. Okay then, it is the day before the opening game of the season and Desiree Doué is a hammer. Welcome to the Irons, Desiree. Like I said, day before first game of the season, we've still got 33 million we can spend if we need to. And that is largely because there was a surprise departure from the club. We have somewhat replaced him, but I won't leave you in suspense any longer. The surprise departure was Mitoma. 32.5 million to Barcelona. He was throwing his toys out the pram. Like I said, he's 29. I didn't plan on letting him go, to be honest, but kind of just got a bit caught up in the moment with the ins and the outs. So Mitoma's left us, but we've replaced him with Wonder Kid from previous FMs, Rayan Cherki from Lyon. I mean, 18 for dribbling, 16 first touch. He's pretty good at crossing. He's pretty quick. He can still improve slightly. He likes big matches. Yeah. We'll see. We've got Marcus Leonardo as well that can play down the left. Jared Bowen can play down the left. So there is options there. Who else has left the club? Gabriel Barbosa has gone to Wolves with a mandatory fee on the back of that, 19.5 million. Brooks, I mean, can you believe we normally got 31 million from Napoli? In the end, he went to Inter Milan for 13.75. Trossard has also left for about 15 million all in. And a couple of loans out. Thiago Almeida has gone, optional 8.25 million. I don't think they'll take that up. So he might be one we're looking to get rid of. But a net spend so far of 19 million. Let me know down in the comments, is there anywhere we've missed? Let's have a look at the squad depth as it stands. Pickford in goal. I mean, do we just try and go out and get a bad boy keeper? It's an option. Truffert will be left back with Ndongo as backup. We've got Okoli, Inacio, Milenkovic and Ndongo as centre-backs. Bellanova and Ben Johnson right back. Again, Ndongo and Milenkovic can provide cover. Centre mid, Conor Gallagher, Paquetá, Dewey, Alex Scott can fill in there. And then ahead of them, Leonardo, Pedro, Cherki. Yeah, we've mentioned all them, but they can all cover there. Bowen, Scott, Paquetá out there. Skamaka up front. I'm pretty happy with the balance of this side. Still time to go in the transfer window. Maybe we do just look to try and get a slightly better keeper. Maybe a slightly better left back. We'll have to see who's out there. But for now, we're going to leave it there. Join us on Tuesday to see how we fare in our new season. First up, we have Aston Villa, who beat us on the last day of last season. And then we've got the European Super Cup against Man City. So join us and then for some more West Ham fun.